We welcome you back here to Tarble Arena. It's Chris Labosco here alongside me, Chandler North. A 3-0 victory for the Carthage Firebirds, and we are now joined by head coach J.W. Kieckhefer. And coach, congrats on the win. Able to handle a top 10 team, beat them in straight sets. Got a little bit close there at the end, but what were your thoughts on how the guys handled that, a little bit of pressure that you saw in set number 3?
Yeah, I just thought we didn't do a great job from the baseline there in set 3. We missed a ton of serves. I don't know how many it was. It felt like 6. So we made 13 errors. This probably was half of those in that third set. Just kept it close the entire time. We had that lead by like 2-4 the entire time, and just without making serves, you can't push a lead. So that was the disappointing part, is we never could actually just go finish it. Out of the timeout, a good pass swing. Ben Heist takes 2 massive swings there to go get that point there in a big moment. And that's one of the things this group is learning how to do, is learning how to win top 10 matchups in big moments, in pressure situations, how to find a way to put the ball away in a rally. I think we've struggled with that early in the year, and we're really starting to figure out where we can make those points happen. So really proud of Ben Heist. I think Ryan Morey just throws 2 balls at him from way far away to give Ben some space, and 2 really confident swings there. So I'm really proud of those 2. I thought our serve reception was pretty good all match today. I think Austin Mallory continues to take some steps in that libero position as a sophomore. Really hard to lead the team and leave the serve reception pattern when it's all juniors back there with him, who've had a lot of game experience, and he's new to that position in terms of a starter. So he's continuing to elevate his play in that position, which is massive for us in his serve reception space, and keep the offense in gear. You know, Ryan Bartz and Owen Hendricks and Ryan Monahan were elite in serve reception. The offense is really good all match there. 377, a side out at around 75. Like, you're just not going to lose when you do that.
Yeah.
You know, what we did today was a complete match of volleyball. That's a really weird offense on that side of the net in sets 1 and 2, and I think we completely shut it down with the way we got in front of it in big moments, and forced kind of their hand into a more normal rotation. So the middle blockers, Hudson Schweitzer and Ruben Emmerich, were just commanding the floor, trying to communicate where people were going to go, making great block moves. You know, just a collective win there. Just really proud of the entire group. The bench was awesome tonight, too, with some awesome plays. Devin O'Callahan with a serve late. Joe Kolwitz always doing a good job from the baseline. I wish we make more serves and Cooper goes in because he's a really good blocker. But, yeah, the bench was elite today, too.
Yeah, and I want to dig further on the offense side of things. 370s from a stat perspective. But the balance, it felt like Morey had Loris on the ropes, like, hey, you want to hedge that way? Well, I have options 3, 4, and 5 all in rhythm right now.
Yeah.
And from about the second half of set 1 all the way through set 2, it felt like everything was clicking. Like 5 options are coming at you. Some of that from ball control, but I'm really curious for your opinion on the role that Morey had and the decision-making and the game management he brought from the setter position.
Well, first of all, it's awesome to have elite offensive middles like Hudson Schweitzer and Ruben Emmerich. I think they both hit like over 600 today.
750 and 833.
Yeah,
I think that's
so.
What it was.
And it's hard to get them more volleyballs when from point 1, Loris is stepping to him and committing full commit from point 1, and to hit that well into a full commit is unbelievable for both of those two offensive players in the middle. And then it kind of puts the, like you said, all options are open. If you're going to score in middle front into a commit, well, you're one-on-one everywhere and one-on-none on the BIC. And so Morey was able to use that information appropriately. I think there's a lot of things with our offense that opens up when we do it the right way. And I think Morey's starting to set the offense the way it's designed with the routes a little better, for lack of giving away information there. But I think Morey's starting to set the offense in a way that it's designed a little better. The serve reception has gotten a little better. We got to make steps in that space to be more elite. But when Hudson and Ruben can score into a commit, literally everything's one-on-one or one-on-none. And it makes it's not easy to score still, but it's able to put those offensive numbers up that we did. So the serve reception, with how good our middles are at offense, it's fun to watch, isn't it, Chandler?
Yeah, and maybe something as a follow-up to the middles there. So Loris obviously has some statistic anomalies in the middle, from height to their offensive production.
Yeah.
Was there some spite or extra motivation for Schweitzer and Emmerich coming into this?
I mean, I think so. I think like you're playing a top 10 match too, right? I just think anytime you play a conference opponent, there's always a little more juice, no matter who it is. Like, you just see those people so often. Like, we've played Loris 3 times, like the last 3 years in a row. It's like our 10th matchup in 4 years, right? So, like, there's always a little extra juice when you play a team as much as we play Loris. And yeah, like the you know, you can talk about those guys all you want on that side of the net. So let's go show them how good we are in the middle, both offensively and defensively, and I think we did that today. But those two dudes, Roman and Bo, are unreal offensively. We had the commit on all day, too, and I thought they hit like 400 and 300.
Yeah.
Like, they were offensively, you know, bouncing balls, and the number 12 kid, Prokanic, was bouncing balls, too. Like, when they can pass and they're in system, like, all three of those dudes are really, really tough to stop. So, you know, a middle master class, I think, from all five of them today on both sides of the net.
Yeah, not often do you see the double quick or three middles across the net.
That was a weird thing to scout.
I was very impressed with the organization you guys had, and maybe the intention from the service line got away from you in the third set, but the intention from cleanliness inside out, passers selling out for each other, making sure the offense inside out percentage stayed strong, regardless of what was happening from the service line in set three.
Yeah.
Maybe the last question I really have is in regards to what was the mindset, what were you communicating from the sideline to keep that intention of, guys, let's not be comfortable with a 2-point lead, but to then get into the 20s with a 2-3-point lead that was critical to take the third set home and make a sweep?
You know, I think what's impressive with the group that we've been able to put together, probably the entire existence of Carthage program since 2005, is the athletic ability at the Division III level is top notch, right? And these guys just expect to be good. And I think early in the season, we expected to win, and that put pressure on us in big moments when it was 23-23 because we expected to win. And if we're not winning, it was more like, what's going wrong? Why am I not playing good volleyball right now? How are they up? We're better than them. And, like, our mentality wasn't very good. We should be winning is what we felt like. We felt like we should expect to win because we're better. And it just wasn't a great mentality. It brought some nerves, I think, to our side of the net. And we've just changed the way we communicate, I think, a lot in terms of, like you don't get to win. Nobody gets to win. Just because you're more athletic, maybe just because you're bigger, maybe you don't get to win. You have to go earn that every single moment. And so we're talking a lot about competing, right? And so you're going to hear me scream that a lot if you go watch that back. I just scream compete, compete, compete.
I love it.
And so that's just the change in trying to get us to think about competing in this moment. A big thing on the scout was they're going to score points, right? That two best middles, two of the best middles in the country, top 10 middles in the country probably.
Right.
They're going to go Thunderballs, right? And if you let their offensive rhythm affect your offensive rhythm, that's where they're going to get going. And so we talked a lot about this. This match today particularly was about mental resilience, mental focus, and moving on to that next point, understanding we can side out better than them. They're going to side out too, but we're going to side out better than them. And having that consistent communication every single time, that resilience to not care about the last point and communicate about serve reception. Right now, if we're in serve reception, bring it in, communicate about serve reception, or big point, celebrate. Now we communicate about the block phase, right? And so just being really intentional about the communication that's about that next point, not the last point, not 3 points later, but this next point. Are we in block? Are we in reception? What's our mentality, and being resilient there?
It's impressive to see that from this team, especially, too, when you got a guy like Ryan Monahan who comes in and also as a freshman really contributing as well. Just really quickly wanted to get your thoughts on his play today.
Yeah, he's pretty special. He's been out for a long time here with an injury. And he's been grinding through some reps where it was like clear for him to do that. He wasn't clear to do a lot of things, but he's been grinding through some reps on things he could work on in that phase. It's just really impressed with who that young man is as a person. He cares more about winning and competing than he cares about his own stats and numbers and his starting ability. And you saw set 3 there on display early, like right away, him take some massive swings at the volleyball, ice cold after 2 sets off in a 5-minute break.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
he hit the ball so hard.
Yeah,
jumping so high.
Yeah,
he looked ready.
Henny was struggling a little bit in terms of where he was at, and he's doing better. He's doing fine. He'll be okay. But like I had told him earlier in the second set to be ready in case we had to make that change for what Henny was going through. And so he should have been ready. We had communicated that earlier. But like, it's one thing to say you should be ready, and another thing as a freshman to take those massive cuts after how long he's taken off of being in game rep. And yeah, he's a special athlete. You just saw that. But more importantly, he's a special person and a special young man. The way he communicates, the way he leads, the way he is here for that guy next to him, not for himself. You could say that about every one of our guys, and particularly how athletic he is to not be playing or not be starting, but to be ready for a moment like that. Yeah, he's pretty fun to coach, I can tell you that much.
It's going to be fun to watch this team the rest of the way, too, Coach. Appreciate your time. Obviously, you've got St. Norbert next, and then you get back into more CCIW play. So what's the focus going here forward?
Yeah, compete, my man. We got to compete, right? We got to find ways to take that next step. And I think it's in reception is the biggest thing we got to take that next step in. I think we're making some strides in the block phase. We still got to take some steps there. And like put a full 3 sets together. You know, we did that. We haven't done it yet, really. Like, we gave up a set against Wesleyan. We did give up a set against Calu. We almost gave up a set here against Loras. And so, like, that matters because if you give up a set in the national championship about mediocre play, you're going to give up a set to a good team, and they're going to go win too.
Yep.
Right? And so we can't give up sets. We cannot lose our focus. We cannot lose our intentional focus in the baseline. And we just can't let teams dictate play the way Loras kind of hung with us there in set 3. So being intentional in reception, continue to be intentional from the baseline, and find ways to be present in each phase of the game, and then hopefully they're present tonight with each other when they're having some fun. So being present in each moment, competing in each moment, competing with their recovery is going to be massive this weekend, and competing with their recovery this next week, and take those next steps. We're not where we can be yet, and it's crazy to say that with a 75% side out and a 377 and a 412 against Calu. But we have not hit our peak yet. I can tell you that much, and we're going to keep grinding for it.
Well, we hope you do hit that peak, and we'll be looking forward to the games coming up.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate what you do for our coverage. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Coach. So some great words there from Coach Kieckhefer. I mean, you always love to hear that from a coach. Never being, like, you want to have your guys to appreciate their wins but never be satisfied, and you really get that from Coach.
I just love his energy. These guys are going to compete on their recovery this weekend. Just love it.
It's always fun. See some final team stats here for that one. Anything stand out from what you see there, Chandler?
I mean, obviously, we talked about it at length. The offensive performance from Carthage is very impressive. I think the service aces to service errors, we talked a little bit throughout the match. So they matched there in errors, 13 errors apiece. You wouldn't think there's a problem, but there wasn't the same level of production from Loras' standpoint. So where Coach J. Dubs is talking about service reception, the intention into seams, handling first contact with improved control, they did a good job with what Loras provided today.
Right.
Is Loras going to have another gear the next time around? Are they going to see better serving performances? Yeah, they will, and they'll continue to grow, and I have confidence in Coach that he's going to get the guys all ready for that.
21 days until the next time that they'll play Loras as well. But that's going to do it here for us. As we can see here, the next game for Loras is going to be against Illinois Wesleyan. That'll be on the 4th. Another big CCIW matchup there. As we take a look at the up-and-coming broadcasts here, we mentioned that they will be playing St. Norbert next. That'll be a home game here on Thursday at 7 o'clock. You also have women's lacrosse on Saturday versus Aurora. Then a bunch of stuff going on March 14th. It's going to be a busy day here in Kenosha, Wisconsin. So we thank our executive producer, Mike Love, John Manoyevich, our producer, and our student crew.